Hi guys, it's Jamie here, and today I'm doing one of the 100-day project from Roxy Creations, which is putting magazine or travel pictures, I think she did, onto journaling cards. I have used some pictures from a Reader's Digest Victorian Times book. What we'll be doing in this video is going over how to create this background and also how to age these photos and get this effect, and any alternative products available to you should you not want to spend a fortune on products. Okay, let's go and get on with it. As usual, there are timestamps in the description so you can jump around to bits and pieces of the video that you're interested in. This is going to be steampunk inspired because I'm looking to do a Sherlock Holmes journal that actually has a mystery to solve within the journal. Oh yes, it's going to be a whodunit journal. I'm going to try to write clues and mystery for the person who has the journal. What I'm doing is I'm using my Mod Podge to take some old book pages and put them together into a masterboard. I only want a small one. I don't want to create hundreds of tags, just a few will be plenty. These book pages are from the Scrapbuster journal. There aren't many left now, so I have managed to use up some of the book pages that were in that journal. But I do still have boxes and boxes of scraps despite doing a Scrapbuster journal. Once this is dry, I'm going to go over the back and make sure all these pieces are sealed down on the back. We have white areas on here and some scraps that hopefully will fill that in a bit more. We've got various bits and pieces. We've got music pieces. We've got some labels that I made months and months and months ago that I thought would be good to use up. And as you can see, those were made from coffee stained junk mail envelopes and ink stamps. All I'm doing is going through this smaller masterboard and putting on these scraps to fill in the white areas. With the white gesso, I'm just going to take some of this colour out by very quickly brushing over a very thin layer. And put some colour back in using the coffee. This I will probably do 2 to 3 times, drying it in between each stage. I want quite a dark result. We're going to do some mark making, and to do that I'm going to use the black gesso, put it over these lines. This is just exposed Amazon packaging. I'm just going to make some marks on here. And that will do. That now needs to dry off and is ready to be cut up into tags, journaling cards, tuck spots, whatever you want to use it for. While the masterboard is drying, these are some magazine and book images that have a slight sheen to them, not too bad, not as shiny as a magazine would be. I'm going to have a go at aging one of them, just using a bit of white gesso and some tint, and see if it improves it or ruins it. I'm just seeing what image I'm not too worried about if it gets destroyed, and I think this one will be fine. So let's just pop this over. I'm going to see if there's a way this will take off some of the shine without destroying detail, and I think finger might be the way to rub this in. Let's have a look how to get messy. Okay, it's still quite shiny though. Distress ink vintage photo, put it on this brush and then go over this with the vintage photo and see if I like the effect. If I hate the effect, we won't do it. It still looks a bit white to me. It's taken off the shine, but I'm not sure as an effect I'm a massive fan of it, to be fair. Right, let's try another technique. I think that'll sound anything. These are, if I had a gentle one, it'll be lovely, but they're all about the same. Let's take another one I'm not fussed about and see what happens if we use a bit of light sanding. It's taken the shine off and it's aged it, so maybe now try a bit of coffee over those. See if that helps. You don't need to take the shine off, of course, and that might be the solution because the Masterboard has a glaze on it with the Mod Podge. So having glaze on things doesn't matter quite so much if it's going on a glossy Masterboard. I might try just spraying this with coffee as well. And then maybe with another image that I'm a bit more fussed about, we'll just try, oh, it's got a bit of coffee on it now. Could try one with a bit of coffee, but we could also, let's just try one without taking the glaze off, but throwing some coffee over. See, I think that works just as well without taking the glaze off. Is where we're at, everything is dry. I don't like the one that was done with the white gesso, so that one has disappeared. The rest are all okay. Here's some journaling cards, some little tags. They need cutting up. To cut them up, what I've done is I've taken the corner off a store card and then I line it up against the edges on one side, trim it off, and then turn it over and line it up against the edges on another side. And you get a reasonably even tag top. Obviously you need to punch a hole in that, and it's up to you whether you circle the ends or not. And then in here I've got at least one square one that I think you would use as a journaling card. They haven't been backed yet, so this will need to be redone, but I'm going to go with a 7mm corner and just go round all of them, because often these will get too thick once they're backed. So you might have to trim round them rather than use a machine, so it's worth getting that done early. Still got the scraps, got some extras that came from AliExpress, some script papers and some fake newspaper type things. And let's see what we can do. So we've got this lady, she's got a bit of something stuck there, so we'll just take that down. Could actually go over all of her. The other thing I do have is I have some distress collage medium, and I will show you that in a minute, and it might be worth using that. And then we're just going to put her on top of this card with some background that's going to contrast with this. So we have regular book page, could edge it to make it look less clean. Got two different scripts there, and her, that would need to be slightly less. So I will get some ink, and I think this time I'm going to use the Distress Oxide Espresso. Let's have a look. Don't think you need that bit. I think we could go with that bit and maybe a word. Got in your eyes, and she's looking out. Put that there, or do it like that. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I'm going to stick that down. I do have this Distress Collage medium, which is basically like a Mod Podge but colour. don't have much left. As you can see, it became my favourite thing to use. And it's not cheap, so I would say that you can get the same effect with an ink stamp. But what you do is when you put it over, it seals everything like Mod Podge would, but it also gives it all a tint. And the reason I like it so much is the tint is very even between everything. If you want to keep all your colours slightly different, then you wouldn't use it. And we might mix and match, do a bit of this and a bit without, and see which style we prefer. So let's do one without the collage medium and compare and contrast. What is going to fit on this one? He fits, but then there wouldn't be much else. We got something smaller. We have criminals. Okay, they're not bad. Let's see if we take a bit more of this. Pop that down there. I think these guys need a number really, don't they? Don't have the right style number. I've only got bingo style numbers. They're not going to look right. So I'm wondering about doing something slightly different, or whether it's just too irrelevant at that stage. We do have a bit of newspaper there. Something a bit more relevant here. And then do a numbery type thing, or a word or something. Not fabulous about it, but I don't want to spend hours making decisions, so let's do this one. Okay, could put some old threads and things around these as well and do like clusters on here. I'm just wondering if I've got any thready type things. Colourful picture, and then what could you do? You need to do something, you can't just do that surely. I always feel the need to put something at the bottom. This doesn't strike me as quite right. I want to be able to see those bits. Okay, we'll see, that might need a bit extra adding, definitely needs trimming up. Right, I shall continue to make some of these. I don't think you need to see me make 15 tags, but if you do wish to see that sort of thing, then do let me know in comments if I'm sort of deserting you too early. I will come back and we will look at finishing touches. Everything's dry. Let's quickly run through these and what's been done. This one I kept the same colour, just trimmed it up. This one has had the vintage glaze put over it, and because it was a bit sticky I then used talcum powder to dry that off, which then got into the cracks in the glaze. Therefore I went over it with some vintage photo ink as well, so you can see the difference in the two finishes there. This one was another glazed one, as was this one. This one hasn't been glazed, nor has that one, nor that one, and that one was. So a bit of a mixture. How many did we get? 8. Not bad. And I think they turned out quite well. I don't think it matters if there is a shine on those pictures. In fact, I'm not seeing a shine, so all that experimentation we did on how to remove a shine I don't think ended up being necessary, but that might be because these were book page pictures rather than magazines, and magazines maybe are glossier. If you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help push this video out to new potential subscribers, which helps grow the channel. A free way to support the videos that have gone up on this channel is to subscribe or comment, and that costs you nothing. And subscription doesn't mean you receive hundreds of emails, it just means you're following, and you will be notified on your YouTube only when a new video has gone up if you hit the notification bell. If you don't, it's a bit more hit and miss. Yeah, I think that's everything, so I will see you next time.